How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Teslagrad. This episode is going to be a little different. So, in collecting the 11 remaining scrolls, I died a lot. I literally recorded probably 3 hours of footage of me collecting these final 11 scrolls. I decided that 6 to 7 episodes of watching me die over and over again would not be very entertaining. Maybe to some, but not to many. So I just put together a compilation of me collecting. You'll still see some failures. So here's the one we were working on last time, scroll number 31. This one was very tricky and took me a while to figure out. First of all, you had to notice the little blue glow at the bottom of the shaft and realize you could propel yourself up it like I did with the one over there. You can see it on the left that I came up through. So up here you see we have a bunch of blocks, a red X and a blue X. The first thing I'm going to do is push this long block over and kind of position it. That should work. Now, even knowing what I'm doing, this still takes a few tries to get it right. And quite frankly, figuring out exactly what I was going to do was tricky. The fact that the long block and the big square are the only two, not regular size blocks in the room was kind of a big key of me figuring this out. But we're gonna blue, and as you can see, I screw up the first attempt. Well, that leaves me two choices: either try to get the big block back over, or, well, reset the room. As you can see, you can't get enough of a boost off of a little block, even if you write it properly. I was going to try to reset, but then I decided to give it one more try. And I managed to get the big block back over into position. Quickly turn it red and lock it down. And up. And scroll. And scroll 32 is collected. This one was pretty easy. You had to drop down where we beat the big old guy and blink over to that little lamp. And that makes an easy scroll pickup. This one took some trial and error, and it took a little figuring out. And you'll see me die a few times here still, because, if I don't leave some of my trial and error in, what fun is it? So the trick is to oscillate back and forth up this beam. Just bouncing up and down, and then try to get up on top of that blue X block. But you have to come out at the right angle. If you don't, then you hit the block there. And if you let yourself fall too far, you hit the lightning. So there's how you get up. Now you get to see me die again. Tried to just blink across and the platform was too far. While we're watching me do this, I thought I wanted to throw out there really quick. I still have just absolutely nothing but praise for the amazing soundtrack on this game. It is just almost beyond belief how good it is. And this is a OST I will definitely be buying as soon as possible. I have enjoyed this game so immensely, despite the little frustrations here and there. Or maybe even because of. Little frustrations that'll never hamper me on a game. Because the big thing here is, yeah, the game's been frustrating at points, it's been challenging at points, But it's never felt like it wasn't fair. There's a difference between a game that's frustratingly hard because it's just ridiculous, and a game that's just frustratingly hard, but it's fair in the way it's challenging. And here we go. Up, blink over, pull it over. I'm actually planning to buy this game again on when it comes out on Wii U. Because the idea of being able to grab the gamepad before bed and just play for a little bit is very appealing for me. This one was another one that was kind of easy when you knew where to look for it. And was just jumping across the chandeliers when you came down again, and another scroll is collected. This one I tried to make harder than it actually is. What you have to do is use the resistance given by the big sphere when it's in that position to use that to help you jump higher and propel yourself up into that room. Now, I had first thought you had to use both the block and the sphere for momentum, and that's why you see me trying to jump sideways and blink sideways and wrap around. But after a little bit, I realized that I'm making this a lot harder than it needs to be. And scroll get. Ah, the infamous ride up the tunnel. You might remember this from the episode that I truncated because I died too much. And I figured it'd be boring. Well, you're still going to see me die a couple of times here before I get it. So, a quick word of advice from me to anybody else planning to play this game and go for a complete epic that is watching this episode. I highly, highly recommend starting, and if you're thinking to collect scrolls after, to basically go through and then collect scrolls, I highly, highly recommend that starting with this scroll and all the ones above it, collect them when you first come through here. Because after the first time going down after you beat the orb boss, yeah, you don't get the quick and easy fall down the shaft anymore. And floating down this shaft, which I had to end up doing twice. Once when I came back down after getting the scrolls above, and then once after, I successfully collected the scroll. Floating down the shaft and dodging the electricity is just as hard, if not harder, than floating up it was. And one more note, make sure you don't mess up your landing there and fall onto the lightning, because I did that once and I almost cried. And there's the scroll. This one was a little tricky, but the key and the big clue on how to get to it is the red X blocks underneath the conveyor belt. What you had to do was turn one of the caterpillars red and push it off the side. It would crawl onto the switch, opening up the path, and then we can come down and collect the scroll. So we missed two more in the big room. One of which I screwed up the recording on, and I'll kind of explain it to you when we get there. This one was in a place that, unless you're really being thorough and exploring, it's very easy to miss. It's not very hard to get, or even very hard to get to, but it's very easy to miss. So we're going to make our way up to here. And you see that branch up there, that's what we're going for. I have to wait out this little red R I just picked up. Now my initial thought was you'd have to jump into it. And then I just kind of realized, you know, this thing's giving a heck of a boost. Let's just go. And it worked. So you cross the branch, and you have to blink over to that other branch, which of course I just missed. So we'll try it again. That one I didn't go over enough to reach the branch. And this time we will successfully teleport over and collect another scroll. Now this one's the one I screwed up. As you can see, I'm standing right next to it now. I went through probably another 20 minutes of collecting this and had realized I never had hit the record button. But what you had to do was repel up with the blue aura, then switch to red, and let the other beam pull you up and propel you into the scroll. That one took a while and was annoying. This one was another one that was easy to find once you saw the sign. See those blue blocks up there? That's the key. You push up with blue, catch on red, and there is the final scroll we needed to collect. Let's have a look at them. We've got the story of the Vikings and how the king fought them. The blue guys fought them with the beasts that they tamed. The construction of the city and the tower. Advances in medicine, agriculture, and of course industry. The hard work of everybody in leading to its advancements and developments. Gifts bestowed in thanks for what's been achieved. The blue guys and the red guys coming together, and the blue guy making the red guys king. He details that he wants to lead his armies to conquer other nations, and the blue guys disagree, which causes a rift between them. And the king sets his armies against the blue guys. Your dad, seeing what's happening, hides the scrolls all over the tower and leaves with his son. You. The old man, his family killed by the Vikings. The king tells him the Vikings are the blue guys, so he proceeds to slaughter them mercilessly. And finally, what I call the prophecy, that the child will one day strike down the king. So with that, our scroll collection is at an end. And sorry to end this on a black screen, but from here, I want to thank everybody once more for watching. Please like, subscribe, favorite, throw all any feedback you may have in the comments below. And next episode, we will bring our Teslagrad journey to the end with the encounter with the final boss. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.